It's quite simple. Press the free like button if you feel like the All Elite Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship is the most overrated title in all of fake wrestling. Because this belt means nothing. Not anymore, man. If Max and Garcia is the first match of Dynamite for the world title, Max should not be your show opener as your world champion. Common, he don't give a damn about this title anymore. You see, here's what makes me different from other people who talk about fake wrestling. I always make sure I'm talking about something that nobody else is talking about. Nobody is going to bring this up on this platform but me. It feels like people are so dumb and they love to ignore the obvious. See, when I watch fake wrestling, I always stay close on what's going on. And it's like, how come nobody else is trying to see this? Okay, why is Max the first match of the goddamn night? This feels like a weird trend that shouldn't exist if he's your world champion, right? So I'm watching Dynamite. Okay, why is Max the first match of the night as a world champion? This was a world championship match against Danny Garcia. This was the first match of the night? Bro, where do they do that at? It's like that's unheard of on a regular Dynamite. It's like, bro, he is your world champion. He is the face of your brand. He's not in the main event. Come on, man. It's like, you people can't be this dumb to ignore this. Nobody else is trying to bring up the fact that Tony Khan, man, is sabotaging Max. How come I'm the only guy talking about it? It makes no fucking sense. It's like I'm looking at these fucking tweets of all these smart marks, and it's like, bro, Max being sabotaged is not coming out of your mouth. You are a fucking weirdo. This makes no sense. There's levels to being a world champion, right? There's levels. I don't care if you are a whack world champion. Your match should be the last match of the night. I don't care if you are a horrible world champion. There's levels to being a world champion. You can't value mid-card championships over your world champion. Like I said, this is a weird trend that makes no sense. Why was Christian Cage the main event for the TNT Championship over Max at a pay-per-view, right? That makes no sense. So fast forward to Danny Garcia versus Max for the world title. The first match we see on Dynamite. Okay, how about this logic, right? You are a booker. You would think if you want to draw some money, draw some eyes, draw some viewers, you book your world champion at the end of the show. Let's go back to the past. Hell, let's stay in the current present. Can you imagine Roman Reigns as the first match of the night on SmackDown on Fridays for the world title? How would you feel? You would feel like, damn, Roman is being devalued. Let's talk about Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn last Monday. That was the last match of the night, right? Because Seth is the world champion. He's the face of the show because of that title. He will always be the last match of the night if he's booked, right? Because he's the world champion. There's levels to being a world champion. Keith Lee and Samoa Joe should not be main eventing shows over Max. You can't make that make sense. That means you are trying to devalue Max because you know Max is leaving. That's what this is about. It shouldn't get to a point where I feel like the last credible world champion was Kenny Omega. That's not a good thing because there has been champions after him. So listen, even when it was CM Junk felt like a more important world champion than Max. CM Junk was always main eventing shows, right? That's the point. As your world champion, he is your top champion. You gotta show that to people. You gotta prove it. You can't have Max as the first match of the night on a regular Dynamite like his title don't mean shit. It's like, what are we doing? See, the more he devalues Max and his name and this title, see, Tony Khan, man, is trying to lowball Max for Triple H. Here's what I mean. He knows Triple H is going to want to offer him a contract. But this is what Tony Khan, man, is doing. He's trying to lowball. He wants Triple H to lowball him, right? If Max is being booked like shit, if Max is being booked like a fucking mid-card world champion, that might convince Triple H to not pay him tons of money. So if Max feels like Triple H is trying to lowball him, hell, that might convince him to stay with All Elite Wrestling. See, that's the game that Tony Khan Man is currently playing. But as usual, I'm the only guy that's trying to figure this out, that is talking about this. It's like, bro, there's a strong possibility, you fucking idiots, that this guy will leave. Why don't you talk about it? Why don't you talk about how shit his booking is? He has shit booking. Ever since this guy became world champion, he has been booked like shit. Ever since he's been linked with Adam Coleslaw, he has gone downhill in terms of he don't feel all that important on the show. And that's by the booking. That's not on Max. That's on the bad, boring ass booking. Because man, that devalues your world champion. Even in NXT, bro, the world champion, the NXT champion will always be the main event. Those are the rules of the fucking game. How about, let's talk about WCW. I never saw a world champion be the opening match of the show. Imagine Goldberg versus Hulk Hogan for the world title as the opening match. It's like, fuck. If that's the case, what's the fucking main event? Because you are saying Joe and Keith Lee is a bigger match than Max as the world champion against Danny Garcia. Look, I don't care if Garcia is a jobber. That title, you have to make it mean something, right? You can't tell the world, you can't tell your audience that the fucking ROH TV title should main event your show over your world champion. Come on, man. That makes no fucking sense. So that's what we are at right now. I feel like Tony Khan Man is trying to lowball Max, and he wants Triple H to give him lowball money so Max can stay, because that's where this is heading. Because Max don't feel like a big deal at all, and I'm just tripping because, like, wow, bro, like I can't see. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes. I can't see a world champion, Cody Rhodes, being the first match of Raw, the first match of SmackDown on Fridays. Nah, bro, that's not how that works. You have to value your world champion. There's levels. A mid-card belt is a mid-card belt, man. Keep it in the mid-card. I don't care who holds it. I don't care if fucking, who's a fucking jobber? Look, I don't care if Danhausen is your world champion. If he's your world champion, he needs the main event. Those are the rules of that belt. You can't say, oh, this belt is the most prestigious belt in all of sports. Okay, by that logic, how come you and Danny Garcia is the first match of Dynamite? Dynamite? Bro, you need all the help you can get. You need all the drawing power you can get. You are not putting your wrestlers in a great spot. You are saying, you know what, Max ain't no big deal, right? I don't give a flying fuck about Max, so whatever. Him and Garcia will be the first match of the night on a worthless Dynamite that needs the fucking ratings. It's like, no, man, that's not how that works. Fuck a dream match. Oh, dream match. Joe and Keith Lee. Bro, Keith Lee has been booked like shit the past 3 years. So there's no dream match going on. Fuck that. You can't have it both ways. It's not no dream match if Keith Lee has been booked like shit for the past 2 years. That's not how that works. So, to make a long story short, I feel bad for Max because I think Tony Khan knows this guy is leaving. Like, why not? If you know your top guy is about to leave, then you know what? Why not book him like he ain't no big deal, right? To protect your company moving forward. So that's why he's trying to lowball. He feels like, you know what? If I book Max like shit, you know what? If he leaves, you know what? It's not going to hurt my rep or my company because he was booked like shit. And I did it on purpose because I knew he was leaving any damn way. Same thing he did to Jade Cargill. I feel like Jade Cargill was booked like shit for the past 4 months. So, that being said, I do think Max is leaving. Like, why not? You gotta be a dumbass to say he's staying. Like, how? Where is your evidence? Where is your proof? You can't have your world champion being the first match of the night. That's not how that works. Listen, at the end of the fucking day, Keith Lee and Joe were supposed to be the first match of this Dynamite, not Max and fucking Garcia. Like, what the fuck? That's wild, right? So to me, I feel like Max is being devalued every week, and it's sad. But it's not his fault. It's Tony Khan Man's fault. Listen, we have to make the All Elite Wrestling World Championship great again. Because right now, my God, just look at the past 4 shows. Look at the past 4 pay-per-views. You can't convince me that world title has been valued. Of course not. There is no way in hell, if CM Punk was the world champion, there is no way in hell he would agree to be the first match of the night. There's no way in hell. But do you know why? Because he knew CM Punk wasn't going nowhere. So if you know your talent ain't going nowhere, you are going to book that talent strong. Because he is your investment. He is here for the long haul. So you are going to book him strong as your investment. Max is no longer an investment for Tony Khan, man. He knows Max is gone in 2024. He knows he's gone. He knows his dream is to wrestle for the World Wrestling Federation. He knows his dream match is to face the fucking Miz. Hell, maybe that's why the Miz turned face. That's a strong possibility. Right? Maybe that's why the Miz is now a face. So he can be ready to face Max, who might be a heel when he goes to the World Wrestling Federation. I feel like that's the plan. Like, because the Miz turning face was very, very strange. I feel like that was a seed that was planted. Because I think it's going to be next year. Heel Max versus face Miz. I think that's why the Miz turned face. I think that's the only explanation on why the Miz turned face. I swear I hate my neighbor's dog with a passion. I wish I could punch that dog in his fucking face. Shut the fuck up. My God, I hate this dog. But look, at the end of the day, I feel like this title is being devalued because he knows Max is leaving. Listen, once Max drops this belt to a guy that's going to be there for the long haul, this belt is dead until he drops that title. That's what Tony Khan Man is waiting for. Okay, I'm done.